I know this is a little bit out of left field in a sense, but I actually think it's really underspoken about. Self-love, especially in like a male Islamic self-improvement channel, is not something you even see these days. And I don't mean self-love that most, like, I hate using this word, but blue pill people will say, right? Like, go and eat whatever junk food you want and don't work and don't try, just let it go, be a nice guy. No, that's not gonna help you. I mean, you eating all your junk food and not working is not gonna help you because it's not good for you. It's not self-love. But at the same time, not the stupid red pill stuff that these guys say, like, just work until you die, and if you're not a millionaire by the age of 12, you should go kill yourself. Like, no, calm down, right? Don't ever cry. You shouldn't have emotions. Have sex. Idiots. I don't even know. This is not self-love, and this is what's being purported to the male youth. They're lost. They're either here or they're here. But Islam is a moderate thing. It's in the middle. So that's what we're going to speak about. We're going to speak about what is actually self-love. That's the goal of the video. What is self-love as a man? And how do we practically cultivate it in our life? So I promise you, if you stick to this video, you will learn how to apply self-love in your life. And you will live a better life, Allah willing. Before that, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Sultan. I make videos for brothers who want to progress in their deen and their dunya. And if you like this type of Islamic self-improvement content and improving for the sake of Allah, subscribe inshallah and it will be greatly appreciated. If you want to join like-minded brothers in speaking about progressing in deen and dunya, keeping yourself accountable, links is in the description to join the Sultanate server on Discord. And if you want to be a Jundallah member, all links are in the description again, just to support the Sultanate. Alhamdulillah, will be very appreciated. Let's get into the video. So, the first pillar of self-love is self-discovery. And this is something I've been spending more intentional time on the last like month or two. Because I feel like as I've turned 18, and I would say, alhamdulillah, I'm pretty mature for my age. And all my brothers, you're watching this video, you guys are more mature for your age. You wouldn't watch videos like this if you weren't. So, good on you. MashaAllah. Self-discovery is something that lots of people in the old world would speak about, right? But now it's something that we don't want to even get because we're just so into being influenced by society to just follow the mold. Do whatever they tell you. And whatever they tell you is shaitan's system. So we can't follow the mold because the mold is just the atheist Western philosophy of life these days. And it's unfulfilling and it's not authentic. So how do we go about discovering ourselves? Because this is the first part of self. I actually think it comes from rediscovering what you actually still love, whether in your past or in your present. So for me, the last few months, I've been going through what I used to like truly what gave me joy as a kid and what gave me joy throughout my life until like I turned 18 basically. So one of the things I did find that I lost was the love for learning. I think school and my discipline for reading really destroyed my love for learning. Like when I was 4 or 5 years old, I used to love reading encyclopedias, history, just always asking about these things and learning about these things because I loved it personally. I got so brainwashed in like the red pill thinking like I can't be a nerd and if you read you're gay, and it's like what the frick is this, bro? Just be yourself. If it's something that's halal and something that's good for you, especially that progresses your deen or your dunya, double down on it. Once you find that one thing, so for me it's reading. I took away the discipline of reading. Like I don't have to read this book every day. Just have a lot of books and whatever you feel like learning today, well, I'll read it. So it's really wonderful. I've been finding lots of khair and happiness and it's really good for my dunya and it's really good for my deen actually. Just to start learning again freely instead of caging myself. So I think we cage ourselves with discipline and self-improvement sometimes. And that's not what we should be doing. Maybe for you it's a different sport that you lost. Maybe for you, it's may even be an application. So let's say if you play lots of video games, I actually think you'd be perfect for entrepreneurship or something like that. Make an online business, bro. It's the same thing. You're still building a business or self-improvement in general. If you focus, like especially getting a habit tracker, gamify your life if that's what you like. What is it that genuinely makes your heart lift up? Right? What is it, those activities? For me, it's actually journaling. I love writing. I used to love writing as a kid. I used to love, before I was a Muslim, I used to like writing songs, right, as a kid. So I decided to start doing poetry now because, of course, no music. And it's been really fun. It's been really cool to kind of reinvigorate those past passions in my life that were authentic to me. These have to be authentic to you. Forget the influence of the world, what people are going to think. I fear Allah. I don't care what anyone's going to say. Who cares what you're going to be like at school? They already think we're weird. It's fine. Just be authentically you. Because that's so much more worth it. Because imagine, if us Muslims knew who we were, we'd spend less time thinking about that question and we'd be living a more purposeful life according to what we actually authentically enjoy doing. Because we're all unique. We're all unique. But we can use those traits, good things that Allah had inspired in us to love for His sake as well, in the deen and the dunya. I mean, I use my love for reading to make good deeds by making these videos. And it's kind of unintentional. This is also a business. But You see how I can use things like that are genuinely authentic to me, that I love to do out of self-discovery, and I make good on it. So find those things that you still love and either transfer into something that can progress your deen and your dunya, right? As long as it's halal, as long as it's according to the sharia, nothing's wrong with it, right? Whether you want to play football again and you stop playing football, whatever it is that you actually had an interest for, those hobbies, right? Maybe you like to cook or bake, I don't know what it is, but bring that back. Like, you should be living and doing things that you like to do. But of course, it should be something that is going to help you in your life. You know, like, really, you just gotta ask yourself, I said this the other day, what type of day do you want to have? What type of life do you want to live? What do you want to fill your time with? Because our time is valuable. Allah gives us a blessing of, we don't even know if it's a full day. So you shouldn't fill it with brain rot and garbage. Fill it with stuff that you authentically love. Who cares what people will say? Who cares if they think you're a nerd? You know, you can be part nerd. Maybe you could like the gym. Even for me, like, I used to like a specific training time and a specific training schedule and routine. So I went back to that. Why am I doing things I don't like for the sake of discipline, like the red pillars? And why am I not doing things I like because people are going to judge me? That's dumb. Don't do that. Be authentically you, Habibi. And you know who you are. That's the question. The question's already answered. You know who you are. And if you don't, go and figure out who you are. You know, ask that question in your journal. Figure out, who am I? What do I like? I used to make those lists all the time. What do I like? What do I not like? Okay, let me try and do this. Whatever fills your heart with that joy that is good for you, especially if it progresses you, is something you gotta double down on. Next part is self-care. So I think for me personally, when I became a Muslim and I reconnected to the deen especially, a big coping mechanism I had was to make myself look ugly on purpose, because I didn't want to deal with the fitna of women, right? I don't want to deal with it at all. And you can see, I mean, I buzzed my hair and I didn't want to do my hair at all. I didn't want to care about myself. I stopped doing face care. I stopped really taking care of myself in a physical aspect, because I thought it would just be easier than to fight the fitna. But it gave me lots of low self-esteem and it wasn't good for me. I don't think it's good. I think we should grow and maintain and present ourselves the best that we can in a halal fashion, instead of letting ourselves go. Because I let myself go. Maybe you guys are doing the same, maybe you're not. But you've seen moments in your life where you just let yourself go. Like, what's the point? No, what's the point? You know, it's good for us to take care of ourselves. In our mind, our body, and our soul. So don't confuse me saying self-care for, like, doing whatever you want. No, it's doing what's good for you. Doing what's right for you. That is self-care. You know, eating a bunch of McDonald's is not every single day, is not right for you. You're just gonna not feel good and you're not gonna get anything done and you're gonna feel sloggy and lazy. But specifically, what is good for your mind, body, and soul? So yes, if that McDonald's means you're going to connect with your family and your really good friends, that's fine. That invigorates your soul. What are you gonna do in your deen if you're not constantly progressing and you're not constantly trying to seek more of Allah's pleasure and getting closer to Allah? Then you're not doing self-care, because you're not doing what's good and right for your soul. You need that. You need to cultivate that. You need to strive in all these ways. You also need to strive in your own, your body. How do you present yourself? What do you eat every day? Are you healthy? Are you training? Are you trying to be the best self that you can be and look the best? Because, brother, honestly, I think this is a problem, especially in our cultures where we have really unhealthy food. But come on, bro. But think about in the future. Be a stunner physique. Why would you not want that? If you want a girl that looks beautiful, why aren't you beautiful? You know what I'm saying? Present yourself in a beautiful way. Not to go and get women now, but for you, to feel better about you, and also for your future wife. You know, like, of course you would want someone who's attractive. Why would you do that to yourself? You're robbing yourself. The last thing is your mind. You know, cultivate your mind. Learn more, create more. Like, I even recommend doing an online business that genuinely is authentic to you. I know lots of brothers do want to make money. But even whatever actually you create that invigorates your soul. Like, I love making these videos. Yeah, it's a bit tedious and I have to record a lot today, but I love doing it because I create it. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm creating this and it's a whole creative process, and making my poetry and doing my calligraphy. I love doing that stuff, right? Create stuff that you love. Learn about stuff that you love. Cultivate hobbies and skills that you love. These are self-care. This is self-love. Doing what's good for you. Doing what's right for you. So yeah, that's self-care. Present yourself, grow yourself, and maintain yourself in the best self that you can be. Don't let yourself go. And don't let yourself just go into the brain rot. Right? You can do better, Habib. Jihad. Struggle in the way of Allah. And the last pillar is self-respect. Now this one is a strong one. This is the one that backs everything. You know, it's the last part of loving yourself. Keeping the promises you make to yourself. You have your own... I always say Constantinople these days. It's very easy to understand. Because Mehmed II, he always had a dream to conquer Constantinople. When he was 12 and he became the Sultan, and then he lost being a Sultan. But even before that, he always wanted to be like Alexander the Great. right? He wanted to conquer and he wanted to bring it as a city for his empire. We all have our own big dream that seems a bit impossible, a bit crazy. But why wouldn't you try and at least get there? You know, my Constantinople is 1 million subs. I saw people when I was a kid getting 1 million subs. Allah willing, we will get there. The message will spread that far. The youth will be impacted. That is a big goal. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it's possible. If it's feasibly possible, over a long enough time span, chase it. And in that act of chasing it, at least you will be in a purposeful state, chasing what you authentically desire. Maybe you want a nice body. Chase it. Maybe you want to have more closeness to Allah. Chase that. Maybe you want a big dream of being an alim or a big sheikh. Chase that. Maybe you have a dream of wanting to be a huge entrepreneur and you want to give lots of sadaqah and you do want that cool lifestyle. Nothing wrong with that, habibi. Chase that in halal fashion. Whatever is that big Constantinople dream, you go relentlessly. Relentlessly. Don't give up on your dream. Don't be scared. When things don't go wrong, who cares? If it's for the sake of Allah and a good cause and it's your true calling, with a long enough time span, it will come. Allah willing. Make dua for it. Work for it. Strive. That is self-respect. Keeping the promises you make to yourself. Striving in the stuff that you truly, really want to achieve in this world and in the next. That is self-respect. Don't half-butt anything. Don't half-butt anything. Because I'm telling you, the one thing that will ensure that you will not achieve it is if you don't try your hardest and if you don't strive your best. Because I know you can, Habib. I know you're ambitious. I know you have this big goal of yours. So achieve it. And if you don't, Allah will either give you something better or you're not meant to get it. But at least in that process of striving, you will find something. There's khair in everything. So strive. Keep the promise to yourself. Be disciplined. If you want to be more disciplined, if you want to cultivate more success in your self-improvement or your progression in the dunya, then keep those promises. It's not going to be easy. You may fail sometimes. This is not an easy road. But you gotta try. And you gotta try your hardest. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I hope you can cultivate true self-love now. Find yourself. Be caring of yourself and respect yourself. And Allah willing, we will all find success in this dunya and inshallah in the akhirah. So anyway, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If you want to subscribe and you like this type of content, also press the button majigi. What's it called? The bell majigi. That also helps. Alhamdulillah.